Hi everyone. Surprise! We're actually still here, and that's good because you know what? This is TwitchCon, and this is the second year, which means we're gonna have twice as many hours. And this is the extended edition. Like you buy the original edition, you're like, that's cool. This is TwitchCon, the extended edition, and I have the distinct honor of, for the first time today, we'll call it that, I'm introducing gentlemen over here for a brand new game. Really excited, gentlemen. Introduce yourselves. What's the game? All that kind of cool stuff.
All right, I'm Dan Fernacey. I'm the creator of Rivals of Aether, and we'll be showing off that game a bit. We're actually showing off a new gameplay mode tonight called Abyss Mode. So this will be the first time people at home have seen it. We've been playing it on the Twitch floor all day today, and gotten a lot of good feedback, so I'm excited to reveal it.
I'm George Rogers. I'm the community manager for Rivals of Aether.
Nice, and you are?
I'm Tandori. I'm an OK Rivals of Aether player.
I mean, you look pretty important. You have a jersey on right there, so I'm imagining like you're your sponsor, right?
Yes, I am. I am part of Circa Esports for Rivals of Aether players.
Okay, so for those who don't know at home, how would you describe this game? What is Rivals of Aether?
So Rivals of Aether, it's a platform fighter, which is a genre that most people would only recognize Super Smash Brothers from.
Sure.
We definitely consider ourselves a fighting game, in the sense that it's a lot more stripped down, more about 1v1 than necessarily a party free-for-all game.
Right.
So it's a pixel art style game where you play different characters from different elements, and we're definitely like a competitive fighting style.
Okay, cool. So when you look at fighting games, like there are certain elements, like when I play fighting games, I look at things like hitboxes, hurt boxes, frame data. Is that stuff that you include in the game, and then maybe even you as a pro player, like you learn about as you play?
Definitely, yes. Definitely.
Yeah, so we have all that goes into, of course, building the game, and then like a lot of other modern fighting games now, we've started to show that data to the players as well. If you go into practice mode, you can turn on the hitboxes, you can turn on hurt boxes. You can actually go frame by frame through the game if you want to learn all the timing specifically. And that's something that we knew that since we were going to build a fighting game, that players like that as well. So we definitely want to, treat it like it's about the competition.
So when you go into this, what's the main thing you worry about, or like you concern yourself with making sure that you appeal to the fighting game audience? Like, because there's fighting games you can just hop into and play with friends. Like, you're like, oh, that was so much fun. But then you have the hardcore crowd who wants to like worry about every single thing going on the screen. Everything matters. So like, how do you manage that divide between coming into the game, having fun, and actually making it serious for pro players? Like this gentleman.
Part of our initial design was we wanted to go the competitive route, but we also, compared to a game like Melee, Melee is an amazing game to watch and to play, but it is really hard to get into. I think that's part of the reason why, if you look at the scene, a lot of the players have been around now for 10 years, and they're still the best players.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of new players rising up. So one of the things we did in Rivals was we made some of the movement and other techs a bit easier to get a hang of, while still keeping like the combos that people love from Melee. So we still wanted to make it about the fighting, but we did want to make it a bit more accessible and streamline some things so we could try to grow the community that way.
Now, I was speaking to someone earlier, too, and he mentioned that I asked the question, like, do you find new stuff still? And he was saying, yeah, like, even playing this game for as long as it's been out here, like, I still find new things that are happening. I'm like, that tech right there, I'm going to take that, I'm going to steal it. It's my tech now.
Oh, yeah. We just had an online tournament last weekend where one of the top players, Ralph, had a combo that just blew my mind. And I made the game, and I've been watching it now for a year that it's been on early access. So the top players can do stuff that, like, shouldn't really be possible,
yeah,
but it is. And that's always fun to see people kind of push something past how far you thought it could go.
That's the best part, though, right? Because, like, I was having breakfast with my friend, Fats, and we were talking about, like, that's how Street Fighter got started, in the sense that, like, combos weren't really combos. They were, like, accidents. You just had Windows opportunity, but they were like, all right, we'll include it. And when you have a game like this, I think that's a sign of a fighting game where it's like, I didn't intend for that to happen, but I like that it did.
Yeah, exactly.
And when like you are programming the game, when you see that, do you like you take it to the next level and say, okay, I'm gonna take that idea and actually implement it and make it better for you?
Oh yeah, some of the stuff is pretty bad, like pretty abusive, so then that's when you will make a change.
Sure.
But most of it, either we let it go because it's cool, or like you said, we kind of double down on it. We're like, oh, that's really cool. Let's like, you know, let's make every character able to do that, or let's do
everybody, yeah.
Yeah, so that's some of the stuff that's like fun to find while we're on early access.
Now, you have a controller in your hand. There's probably a reason for that, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready to go.
All right, he's like, let's just do it.
I'm ready to go too.
Ready to go?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's kind of funny, we've been talking about all the competitive aspect of it.
Yeah.
And today the thing we're going to show, though, is like our light single-player side. So
Just hyping up how it's a real fighting game.
I know.
It's sweet,
So I wanted to make it
but
a
not
caveat
this.
because we've been so we're almost on our full launch now. It's going to be this winter.
Okay.
And so this is like the last stuff we've gotten to. We're like, all right, we put so much work into the competitive. Now it's time to dust off the single player. So that's what the reveal is.
I think you need that. That's like the makeup mode, because when you play with your friends, you get competitive. Someone gets their feelings hurt because they had a bad day. They went 10-0, and it's like, you know what, man? It's okay. We can just play this mode. We can play the fun mode, and you feel better.
Sometimes you don't want to just destroy your friends over and over again. You know, so you got to do something else.
It gets bored. People get unhappy. All right, well, let's take a look at this real quick. I think we have it available to see this grand reveal, and 8 characters right now, right?
Yeah, so these are the 8 characters we're going to launch with. When we went up on early access last year, we had 6. So Absa and Edalis over on the right side, those are the 2 newest characters. So right now, we're going to show Abyss Mode for the first time. This is, the select screen is just like you would see in Versus,
Sure.
up to 4 people. That's because 1 to 4 people can do it cooperatively, or you can do it by yourself, and it's all going to be high score based.
Now, right on the screen, I'm seeing things that say like level 8. What is that?
So in Abyss Mode, every character has a level, and that's used to customize the characters. So when they first play, we're going to see them play with their base characters. And then at next match, we'll get to see
Is
them
this a
customized.
preview scramble mode right here?
Yeah, so
That
this,
is godlike.
this is a little like button check / test out your character. It's really nice at shows for people who just want to see character plays real fast. It's good for tournaments because if you change your controls, sometimes you want to test it out to make sure they work.
Right.
So you can do it right in the character select screen.
Well, it's nice just because a lot of times you want to keep your hands warm while your friends are like, I don't know who to pick, but you just want to like keep those hands going, get the blood flowing. This is really nice. That's really creative. I haven't seen that before, and that's really nice.
All right, so you guys want to hop into it?
All right.
All right, so this is like a wave-based system. It's actually like most similar to, I think it's like Horde mode or tower defense from other games. So this first wave is they're just destroying like really weak enemies and
Making them looking easy.
knocking them off stage. Yeah, these guys are light, so a lot of characters have a single attack that can knock them off. So you kind of have to learn, you know, which attacks will one-shot them.
This gets your confidence up, makes you think you're good.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, cool.
And also, so they're so both of these guys have played a lot. There's a little bit of input lag, which makes it a little bit harder for them.
Right.
But
Just so you guys know at home, they're not scrubs.
Yeah.
They're not just like bad.
I think it's funny because like we introduced Tandoori, he's like, here's a pro, he's sponsored, and then it's like, good luck.
There's somebody at home watching like, why am I not sponsored? This guy sucks.
I should be sponsored
This
too.
is me right there.
Yeah, I should be
He's
sponsored.
trash.
I'm real good. So what they're doing here is this challenge. We have enemies spawning out of these rifts.
Okay.
And they have to close them by sending the enemy back into it. So you can't just like mindlessly knock it off. You actually have to aim it back at the rift.
Now, the percent's going up right there. Like, how much stock do you get? Is it just one stock?
You each get 1, yeah.
Oh,
so
that's it. It's
yeah.
a wrap after that.
And then, so the idea is basically however many waves you can get, that would be like your high score.
Okay, nice. Is there a record right now that everybody's shooting
Yeah,
for?
so on the show floor, our record is 23.
Good Lord.
That somebody got to. It was two players that teamed up. Cryogenics and Labreezy.
Labreezy.
We got their tags.
The French version. Nice.
So they've gotten to wave 5, which is an armored enemy. He's basically like a heavier version of a normal enemy. So
He's putting in work too.
yeah, this guy's tough. And then right now we have 5 different waves that alternate. We plan on going up to 10 different challenges.
Sure.
And each time you beat one, when you come back to it, it's harder. So either the enemies
Right.
go up, the damage goes up, the speed goes up. So as you get further and further in, it gets a lot harder. All right, and then if you guys want to hop out, we can show you what the progression part of this is.
So how many different like attacks do you have to work with? Like, what are we looking at button-wise?
So in the game, it's very similar to Smash in the sense that you have a special button, and you have up, down, forward, and neutral. And you also have the same on attack, and then we also have strong attacks that you can use the right for.
Okay, nice.
So what these guys are going to do is they'll pick a character, and this UI is still temporary. This is the one part that we're not showing this on the show floor, but we wanted to give you a sneak peek of how this is going to work. But basically what they're going to do is they're going to equip some power-ups. And each one has a point that they cost. So the left column all costs 1 point, the middle costs 2, and the right costs 3.
Gotcha.
And you can only have 8 points that you spend. So that's how the level comes into play. Once you get to level 8, you're maxed out. Then you can use all 8 of your slots, basically.
Has the point worked on a joint effort or individual performance?
So this point system is just for basically equipping their pickups. But yeah, when you get experience in this, there's going to be things that spawn you pick up to get it.
Okay, cool.
So like even if you're not the best player, you can still level up by grabbing the experience.
So I can do all the work and then you swoop in and take all my stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not promising. It doesn't enforce me to like be a good friend.
Well, it's co-op, but it's like
it's not co-op.
It's a little bit of co-op.
So it's just as competitive as the regular mode.
Yeah,
this solves no problems. You're gonna leave one
right.
mode angry.
I'm sorry, I can only make competitive games. It's just in my blood.
It's okay. That's actually a really cool mode right there. You guys have.
All right, did you wanna?
I think we're ready to queue it up.
Oh yeah. We'll show you the customs too, because after they put them on, we can see like kind of how they change the gameplay.
Oh, you have costumes too.
Oh no, the basically what they just equipped, custom abilities.
Oh sure. I didn't know if you meant on stage or actually in the game. Okay. Yeah, I thought you had like a take your shirt off or something and that's right there.
We should have those.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. All right, go in, hop in. Yeah. So if people who are familiar with the game are gonna see like things are a lot more broken and overpowered than they were a second ago.
I'm seeing a trail of fire on the ground.
Yeah, so that fireball, that graphic's not quite done yet. As you can see, it's literally just a big version of our fireball.
You just put the Photoshop and stretched it.
Yeah, but I wanted to show it anyway because I think it's amazing. It's basically, you can basically play Zetterburn now as like a Gatling gun fireball character, and you don't even have to care about his other abilities anymore.
Now, will the enemies try to recover from off the stage, or do they just like?
Yeah, they will. So they get smarter as it goes. At the early waves, the enemies are pretty dumb. They're just like they fall off and they don't know what to do. But then as you get deeper into the waves, they'll basically level up their AI level too.
Now, when you program this game, did you have like an end level in mind that people try to shoot for, or?
For the AI level or just in general?
The general level, yeah.
Oh, so for this on the show floor, we're actually seeing like how far people can get. Wave 5 is our like standard. Okay. So if you get that on the Twitch show floor, you get a Twitch APSA skin that we just
that's cool.
That we just put out this weekend. He's actually using it there. You can see the Twitch.
So
clouds.
what did level 23 get?
So at level 15, you get another skin. So 23, they just broke past it. They got high fives.
Nice.
Yeah.
Breaks the game, gets a high five. I'm told to get out. Very nice. What happened to you? What happened to your friend? What happened to you? I was going to say.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can't see right now, but let me let you know who's still playing right now. The sponsored players. Everybody at home right now who's like, oh, I can do that. I'm a pro, too.
Yeah, we just make games because we're just not good enough at them to be, to
Let
get
everyone else get
sponsored.
good at them first.
We're like, well, I'm not good enough at this game, so I'll make my own.
So there's no way to come back after that. You die, you're going to
so yeah, you die, and it actually gets a little bit harder for the players who are left too. So it's basically like try to carry it a couple more.
So that brings up an interesting dynamic, right? Because if it's playing with him and I, right, at the same time, when he dies, well, I guess it wouldn't matter because can you do this mode in single player by yourself?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, you can do it by yourself too.
So if it's 2 of us, one of us dies, the game is still programmed to give you the amount of enemies you would have for 2 people,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Oh, that sucks for them.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So you're kind of trying to like heroically, keep carrying it forward.
Right.
And one of the cool things we added for this, so after you play this mode and you kind of progress and you unlock, you level up, you can actually take that character that you were playing and bring it into Abyss Versus.
No.
So you can actually make some pretty crazy broken characters and play them against each other.
That's like a mixture of MOBA and fighting games.
Yeah, and we'll say it right now.
That's so creative.
This is not going to be balanced at all.
For anyone.
This will.
That's the fun. Yeah.
If people, if players online play it and they're like, hey, this is really fun. Could you make this ability, weaker so it's not as good? We'll be like, nope.
You already have the automatic answer on that says nah to every email.
Nope.
Nah, man, sorry.
Everything's overpowered, so, just deal with it.
Is there like one
Hashtag.
ability that you've seen and like that's just it? That's the best ability.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So we had a couple people beta testing this, and they actually found a combo on Force Burn where they were invincible infinitely. So we're going to fix that. That's a big bug, but there's other things that are almost as bad as that.
Just broken, like invincible permanently.
If you're invincible forever, then you basically won. You don't have to play.
What happened to that? What happened to nah, man? Sorry.
Well, it goes to a point. That's 100.